G'day folks. Well, it's time to have a look at a couple of smashed computers before I determine their fate. This one here, I've repaired the power supply. Main filter caps were blown, so I put a couple of just junky second-hand ones out of another power supply, and we'll see what happens to it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, well, I'll just pull the CPU and throw the rest in the bin. Although the board still works, and these old Pentiums are getting a bit hard to find, so who knows. I would like to keep it as a mangled wreck. Kind of makes a neat little gaming computer. Put Doom on it, just like every other old computer I've got. That's about all I do with them, is just play old games. So yeah. But in case you're wondering about that 2009 Asus mini PC, well, it's up and running. I cleaned all the mud and dirt off the main board and gave it a bit of a spruce up, but not much. CPU cooler still needs a bit of cleaning, but it's working. The horrible noise is not anything serious, it's just the GPU cooler fan has spun its bearings long ago. Other than that, it's quiet. But yeah, it's a Asus EN9400 GT, 512 megabytes, and it even has a HDMI output on it, so it's not half a bad card. It's just the cooler's gone, so I'll probably end up screwing a small CPU cooler over the top of it and just leave it at that. If not, maybe stick a better cooler on it to begin with. I don't think it cools anything apart from the chip itself, so it wouldn't be hard to adapt another cooler and just stick it on there with thermal glue. But the card itself's a keeper. It's basic, but it'll do for a desktop box by the television, although I do have a micro ITX case that somebody gave me, and it would be kind of nice to get it to work. Yeah, I should really focus on that one soon, micro ITX. But anyway, that's the specs on it. It's a Core2 Duo 2.8, yeah, E7400. I think I've got a couple of these floating around. I just never had any decent boards that would work with them. No hard drive yet. I'll throw a 160 gig IDE drive at it soon. Why am I going for a mouse? Not half bad. Speed setup, all that other crap. We don't really need that. Power, technology, hardware monitor. Can't even go to hardware monitor. No, I think. Hang on, there we go. The Core 1.3, 3.28, they're pretty close. Yeah, voltages look good. CPU's nice and cool, it's not really doing much. So I'll close you out. Boot priorities, tools. I haven't saved anything as such, so I haven't changed anything anyway. These lines are not the computer, that's just the display panel. This is just a junk television I got from the local Retrovision store. The panel driver's failed. Yeah, see, it's not going to go any further because I don't have a ROM drive with the disc in it, and I don't have a hard drive, but it's all there. It'll work. It does have IDE support, regular floppy disk support. Obviously SATA, 4 ports of SATA, and a pretty blue light, really bright blue light. So this thing here is probably going to end up mounted on a piece of timber and screwed to the ceiling, which is about the only place I can think to put it. So right now I'm running out of wall space for my computers, so yeah, it'll probably end up screwed to the roof. I don't want to dismantle my little Pentium D IBM just for the sake of an upgrade, but I'll find a creative place for this one and probably connect it to the Samsung monitor. But then again, I want to put this Pentium Pro down there as well, so I'm running out of monitor space. So I've got the PLC rack, I've got the computer, I've got the security monitor, I've got quite a lot of stuff to accommodate, so I think I'll be doing some moving around and reshuffling. Anyway, that's that one working. Let's have a look at Crunchie here and see if I can get that one to boot. I can put them all away. Okay, well, Crunchie's not up and running yet, but I am starting to install Windows on the Asus mini PC. I've cleaned the case and everything up, washed it, straightened out anything that needs to be straightened, and the whole chassis has gone back together pretty good. So that's replacing the Pentium 4 ThinkCentre IBM, which was becoming a really slow bag of shit, and because it's a BTX case, I can't even put that mainboard in there. It just won't do it. It's essentially a left-handed mainboard compared with this one. So I've got to go through this one. I've just been cleaning up the hard drive. I've tried to put Windows 7 on it, but the copy that I've got is corrupted or damaged, so I'll have to get a new copy of that one from my friend. Of course it's not legitimate, but I'll give it a go anyway. That's the problem with illegitimate operating system stuff. It corrupts, it fails. You get what you pay for. Eventually I'll buy a full copy of Windows 7. It is a great operating system, as I'm finding out, but I'm still a sucker for Windows 7, and I still use it on this one. Sorry, Windows XP I should say. I still use Windows XP. It's quite a good operating system, but not quite as good as 7, I guess. Anyway, so I'll work out the installation on this one, and eventually that PC will end up mounted up high, probably up on that shelf somewhere. I'll get rid of that monitor and other bits and pieces and mount it up there, or just screw it to the ceiling. There's way too much dust down there. I blew out the casing of the IBM that was down there, and there was probably a full handful of fine dirt dust just from tracking around on the floor. It is a workshop, but I want to keep PCs above this bench level from now on. There's way too much dust in there, considering it had only been 6 months since I cleaned it out last. So yeah, and thanks to Benny Boy for donating this one. It's an original Windows 98 set. So yeah, big thanks to Benny Boy, spelt B3NNY Boy 2 channel. I'll post a link in the description. And yeah, awesome. Full copy of Windows 98. OEM one, or OEM issue with new PCs. Pretty cool. Anyway, I'll see what I can do with this thing. We want to... Why is it on partition space there? C, create, install, delete partition. I don't want two partitions. I'll play around with this thing. Alright, let's see if Crunchie here wants to work again. The caps I put in the power supply are out of a bigger power supply, but they should work just fine. They're only DC filters, and yeah, well, we'll see if it lives again. If it doesn't, well, I'll just part it out. Not really worth messing around with something this... It's not antique, it's not vintage, but it's getting there. The old Pentium 200. So we'll turn our display on first. The lines you'll see going down the display are the panel itself, it's not the PC. High speed. Just sort of working. Yep, happy again. WD 200, yes, I know CMOS battery's low. Yay! Good old Windows 98. Well, actually I started on 95 when I built my first computer. Old Pentium 75. Even overclocked it to 100. Almost cooked it, but still kept going. Put a bigger cooler on it, overclocked it to 120, which is a bit for a Pentium 75, but those things don't give a shit. As long as you keep them cool, they keep going. can attach a mousey. Excuse the camera work. It's all improvised. Let's give it some mouse, rodents. It should detect it, assuming the head is still plugged in. Nope. Not detecting mousey. Oh well. Do it the old-fashioned way. Holy crap, that person has a lot of stuff on their desktop. Vet antivirus, MYOB, Internet Explorer, yeah. Jessica's folder. Yeah, I hate going through other people's stuff. I generally don't go through other people's stuff. Cancel you. Well, everything's there and running. What's on your programs? Bubblejet printer. Presto page manager. iOmega tools. Oh, they had a zip disk drive. Nothing too crazy. No real games or anything. Should do the test. This computer doesn't have sound, so I'll at least try. I don't even know if this ROM drive works. It sounds like about a 40 speed or a 32 speed. Open. Right, open. Yes, it works. It might have had the front torn off it, but it'll still work. Crunchie lives and works. It's pretty cool. Modern computers will not take that kind of shit. None. Save settings and run. No sound card, which is a bit of a shame, but yes, it works. Run demo. I don't know what kind of graphics it's got in it. It's just a normal 2D S3 card by the looks of it, but you don't even need a decent card for this game. Well, it works. That's really cool. Yeah. I don't care. That damn computer keeps on working. You gotta love that. Hardware when hardware was built properly. Although you could go back even further to the old IBM XTs and things like that, and then you got something which you could throw off a building and it'd still work. So anyway, it might not have sound, it might not have a proper 3D card in it, but it still works. 32 meg RAM, I think it is. Yeah, 32 megabytes of SD RAM. You can certainly improve that. I'd throw a sound card in it, an old Sound Blaster or something like what's in the Pentium Pro down there, and yeah, it'd work. Anyway, Crunchie works, and the other computer is still doing a deep format on that hard drive. I decided to do a full one since it's out of a junk PC. I think it was one that I found on the side of the road. So we'll give that a full format and go from there. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy it. Stay tuned for more. Well, this PC seems to be doing its job pretty well. I'm quite impressed by that, considering it was a bit smashed when I found it. It also now accommodates my GTS 250 graphics card with a special power lead adapter. The power supply didn't have the normal 6-pin plug, but I had an adapter made up a while ago when I had put the card into my old computer. So yes, graphics installed, just done all the sound and network drivers and everything. Yeah, we'll see how well it goes with Windows XP. If in doubt, I'll reload it all with Windows 7 when I get a legitimate copy. But it is expensive, unfortunately. It's a shame it's only a 2-slot mainboard as far as RAM's concerned, because I've got two 1GB DDR2 sticks here that came out of the IBM that was down there. So I might as well put them back in the IBM, but yeah, it's I would like to put 6GB in it. It'd probably be a better computer than my bedroom computer. So yeah, not a bad thing. Everything else is working pretty well. Got the security monitor up there. I might even relocate that and put another monitor there, because this computer is going to live upstairs, and I'll probably have the DOS box, the Pentium 200, Pentium Pro 200 underneath. But yeah, that's working pretty well. It's an old set of drivers. It's whatever's on the stick that I've got. USB stick from setting up Dad's computer. I just installed the same NVIDIA driver suite, which covers pretty much all of the cards, and it's done its thing and it works. It's pretty good. Let's see if we can get internet access. Yep, Ethernet card's working. It's got 1 gigabit onboard network. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. And this Asus mainboard also supports a Core2 Quad CPU, which would be pretty damn good. If I can find a decent Core2 Quad that would fit this board, that would be really nice. This thing would probably shit all over my current indoor or bedroom gaming computer. But I'd still have that case and hard drive and everything set up for Core i7. So the Core i7 stuff will be going on order this week. I'll get the parts in very shortly after that and finish off that gaming computer, the one with the Lian Li, I think it's a first night case. Nice looking machine, can't wait to finish it. Unfortunately the AMD system that was going to be donated hasn't showed up, so I'm going to go out and buy a whole lot of new stuff and just build it from scratch. 16GB RAM, yeah, Core i7, not sure what type of processor yet, or what series processor, probably the latest. Bit expensive, but why not? And yeah, probably a SSD of some sort, 1/4 gig, 1/2 gig SSD, and we'll go from there.